Welcome to Relativity. On this channel, I'll be doing movie reviews and recommendations from a real world perspective and eventually expanding into TV shows. If this is your first time here, this is the theater room where we'll be doing the reviews. The movie we're going to be reviewing today is The Martian. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. The fear of being left behind. It's present in all of us, although I'm not sure at what point in our lives it manifests itself. The will to survive, also present in our makeup, although I'm not sure what makes some of us give up when things look hopeless and what makes others fight till their dying breath. Astronaut Mark Watney is of the latter stance. After his crew leaves him behind on Mars in 2015 sci-fi adventure The Martian, as he goes into full-on survival mode in the face of a daunting and uncertain outcome. Watney, played by Matt Damon, is a botanist and astronaut on a mission with his crew led by Commander Lewis, played by Jessica Chastain. Great to see her in this film, as the timetable of it fits perfectly with the adult version of her character last seen in the previous year's space exploration epic Interstellar. When an intense storm hits unexpectedly, Watney is separated from his crew. Presumed dead and with no time to wait, Commander Lewis is forced to make the unenviable decision of whether to stay behind and try to search for him a little longer, or take off and save herself along with the remaining members of the crew. As the storm is bearing down on the ship, making visibility and takeoff less of a possibility every second they wait. The decision is made and the crew departs, devastated with what they believe is the loss of one of their family. And you gotta assume they're like a family at this point, as space missions usually take years to complete. Now realizing his situation, Watney has reached that crossroads that I discussed at the beginning of this review. Continue to fight through hardship with every fiber of your being, or wallow in your circumstances until they ultimately consume you and remove the fight from you. This crossroads is one many of us come to multiple times in life as well, so this message within the movie is very relatable. Watney begins to come to the realization that he's going to be in this for the long haul, as this is space. And even if it's discovered that he had survived, it could be quite some time before another vessel could get back to him. Not to mention, the rations available to him weren't meant to last forever, and on a lifeless planet, there's no other food source. His mind immediately kicks into survival mode, improvisation mode, as he's decided he's not going to die here. Attempted some pretty drastic measures to grow his own food as a means of survival, seeing as he is a botanist. Which is crazy when you look at it. The one member of the crew who gets teased for not being a real scientist is probably the only one who would have survived the situation he's in, due to his ability to farm. I mean, you gotta eat to live. Meanwhile, he's attempting to solve various other obstacles he's encountering as they come, and it seems to be one life-threatening thing after the other. Still, undeterred, he begins to strategize his plan for his rescue, which he has calculated to be at least 4 years away until the next space mission. Back on planet Earth, satellite imagery has confirmed that Watney is still alive, which in turn invites a hailstorm of questions and media coverage, which makes sense if you think about it. I mean, imagine if we left a man on Mars in real life, had this huge nationally televised memorial for him, just to find out later he's still alive, alone on a planet over 100 million miles away. The media coverage would be crazy. Anyway, although the Earth teams have eyes on his movements through satellite, there is still no way to communicate with Watney, so it's up to them to try to predict what he's thinking by tracking his movements, which have to be done in short intervals, as his rover has limited battery capabilities and he cannot make full expeditions. Luckily, some of Earth's brightest minds work for the same NASA he's a part of, and they begin to piece his thought process together and get on the same page. And they teach him how to do some things even he didn't know how to do. But just because there's now some form of communication doesn't mean he's in the clear. as one of the worst catastrophes that could possibly happen does, setting Watney backwards quite a ways in all that he's accomplished to this point, while also making his chances for survival and recovery much more daunting. And NASA knows it, which puts a rush on their deadlines, now knowing they have to reach Watney even sooner with the devastating loss. And it's at this point where most people just call it quits. When you're doing all you can, but it feels like there's something working against you, no matter what you do, it's very easy to succumb to discouragement, but very hard to persevere. And Mark Watney is feeling the full weight of both parallels. But sometimes it is at that point where you're ready to give up, you receive whatever it is you need to keep going. In this case, it's communications from his flight crew that left him behind so many months ago. Earth's NASA crew was simultaneously running into the same obstacles in their attempts to reach Watney, in a race against time, as they are riding an emotional roller coaster of monumental successes followed by even more massive failures. But an unprecedented tactic by Watney's former crew may lead to some form of redemption as time continues to tick. Will astronaut Mark Watney be saved, or will all his efforts to stave off a lonely, hopeless demise fall by the wayside? It's best you check out The Martian yourself to find out. My movie ratings and best performance award will be showing next, so continue watching it to the end. And if you feel you've gained anything from what you've heard, please subscribe, as my goal with these reviews is never only to give my perspective, but to also connect with each viewer. Your comments are welcome, as I like to hear your perspectives and may possibly be taking requests in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next review.